All right, guys. So I had a pretty good day today. Here's all my accounts I have. There's mostly funded accounts, and then there are a handful of evaluation accounts too that I've been working on. For those that are wondering, this is the copier I use, the Apex copier. So I trade on NinjaTrader, which is my screen down here, and then I use the Apex copier to be able to trade all these accounts at the same time. Just to kind of show my trades for today. So we kind of were stuck in this pre-market range for a bit. We were kind of rejecting in this 200 EMA here. And then we kind of had this move down, move back up into the EMAs here. And then we had, I don't know if you can see that great, but we had these like double wicks right here, right on the EMA after kind of moving down, rejecting the 200 multiple times. So that was my first entry short on the day, kind of anticipating that we're going to break lower on the pre-market low here. And we had the move down. And then we kind of had some more wicks right on the pre-market low. So I added a little bit more. I kind of used smaller size to start and then added as I see things that I like. We ended up moving back up to test it again, rejected, came down. I took some profits here on majority of the position. And then my runners, I didn't do the greatest job of managing the runners. Wish I had taken off at this previous day low zone as we got close to it, making new lows here. Wish I'd scaled one. I held it, kind of just accepting the risk on the trade. We came back up basically near my original entry, rejected the 200 in the pre-market low again, moved back down, and then again, I wish I would have taken more profit. I thought it was coming down really quick. I thought maybe we were going to come a little bit deeper into it. We didn't, so I had a little bit, definitely some regrets today on not exiting my winner. Ended up getting out up here. I don't know if you can see that. Got out up here on those on the runners, which was still in profit. And then I saw we kind of had this big kind of bear flag looking thing, and I got in short again here with smaller size. Only used 2 micros on this trade, just because it was choppy, and ES was kind of not in sync with this is MNQ, by the way. So we ended up moving right back up. And I stopped out here, which was a small loss, no big deal. I was basically at half of my profits of what I was up at, like the peak of this trade. I think I was up around 600 at the peak on this trade. And after this loss, I think I was up around 300. So I was still okay, no big deal. Was maybe going to be done for the day unless I saw something I liked. And then we moved back up above this pre-market low here, this red line, and then we kind of had a little bit of like a flag. We're holding the EMAs here. ES was starting to move up as well. I watch ES and NQ together mostly. So I got in long here above the 200. The EMAs are starting to kind of align the 15 and the 50 on the 2-minute chart here. I was also looking at the 5-minute when I entered this. Let me go to the 5-minute because you can see here we had this wick here. If you see that wick on the bottom, once that came down and tested that pre-market low, it went red back to green. That's when I got in on the entry here. I love those like red to green and green to red, like when the wicks are formed, to enter on that when it changes, or even getting in when it's still the opposite color to be a little bit more aggressive and get actually a tighter stop. Less risk actually when you enter when the candle's the opposite color. But if you want to wait for the more confirmation, you can. Either way is fine. I kind of do a combination of both. So we ended up moving up here. I took profit at the 200 EMA on the 5-minute chart here. And then let me go back to the 2-minute chart. Let's see. So the 2-minute chart, so that was the first profit. I added one back here when we took out this red. We had a little move up, and then I ended up trailing out. After I added, I trailed out right here under that green. And then I was like, all right, we're right back by this 15 here on the 2 minute. We just had a little lower wick. It's like, I think that was just a little stop out. This level looks to be holding. So I got back in with 2 again. We kind of came up, kind of formed like a little flag, held the 15 again, added another contract here as we're about to be breaking this pre-market high. And we took out that red candle as well. Got the push, sold most of it here on the way up into strength, and then trailed out that last contract there. And then that was it for me for the day. So, you know, had the win to start. Honestly, if I had just taken profits down here, I could have just been done for the day. I could have saved even taking more trades, but it is what it is. I have to get better at taking my profits, kind of at, you know, the new lows. When you see that price isn't really getting that like good follow through. I mean, it was pretty decent on this one, but you know, we're kind of stalling here near this previous day low. And we did have on the daily chart, you know, we had the Friday candle, that strong move up to close the day, and then yesterday was a good move up. So like, you know, buyers are probably going to be coming in here to possibly buy up any dips. So I actually said that in the Discord before the day started, you know, to be aware if you're going to take shorts, you know, buyers could be stepping in to buy the dip on the higher time frame. So didn't take my own advice on that, and could have definitely just been, you know, a little bit more, I guess, satisfied with the move down here, getting close to that zone, or even tapping just into it here. So it was, I guess, a little bit greedy, you could say, or asking for too much of the market, which is usually, that's kind of like one of my biggest flaws, you could say. Sometimes I ask for too much, but it also helps though, because when I have good winners, my wins are pretty big. So, but kind of recognizing, you know, the type of environments that you can hold for a bigger move, and then the environments that, you know, you should probably be taking profit a little bit quicker. And today was one of those days probably, right, where we're on an inside day, we're inside the previous day's range, we're kind of moving down against what the trend has been, you know, for the last couple of days. Oh, sorry, dog's barking. So anyways, yeah, just knowing your environment, knowing when to hold for bigger moves, and then when, you know, the type of environment on an inside type day going against the bigger time frame trend, like, you're going to want to be taking profits faster, right? So today was a good day if you're taking a short to be scaling out quicker, and could have been better at that today. But like I said, was able to recover these EMAs. We kind of had to push up, got back above this pre-market low here, and even on this 5 minute, this is a 5 minute chart now, you can see we started to hold on this 15 EMA here and got back above 50. So that's why I was interested in taking longs here, as ES was also, let's see what part, ES, this is a chart of ES, I think it was breaking out above the pre-market high at this time when I was looking to take this long here on NQ. So sorry for the, I don't know if it's going to come out very clean or not on the video. I'm going to get back to doing the recordings on the screen here soon. So I want to start doing more trade reviews like this every day. It's a little bit easier for me to do this, just talk about it, than to try to write about it on little trade reviews. So I prefer to do this, and I can kind of like give a little bit more detail about what I was actually looking at. So if anyone wants to join the Discord, it's free. We just, you know, have a handful of us on there kind of chatting and talking about what we're seeing during the trading day. If you want to come and join, feel free. So I'll put the link in the description here. So hope everyone had a good day, and I'll be back on to make more videos here soon. So have a good day, guys. Take care.